Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you all on the topic of respect. You know, I've been thinking a lot about why friendships end and relationships end, and also why family members are estranged, especially in 2023. And I realize it all stems from a common theme. It's the lack of respect. The lack of respect for people's boundaries, the lack of respect for people's right to journey and have a different life than their family members may have planned for them, the lack of respect for one's autonomy and right to self determine their lives, you know? And I think that especially for men, respect is essential. You know, respect is universal and is really gender neutral, meaning that both men and women need respect. But I think when it comes to women, they prize love over respect. And with men, it's respect over love. That's just a philosophy. But I realize with myself, I value respect now. You know, at work, I need my supervisors to respect my ideas and my contributions. And when they don't, I don't feel considered. And therefore, I get really, really annoyed. And I'm asking myself at work, why do you get annoyed with certain people, certain supervisors, certain coworkers? It's because of the lack of respect for my ideas, my thinking, you know? I'm thinking about my personal life also. With family members, why do I get angry sometimes? And there's this kind of tension and these tangles that we get into in this conflict. It's because of the lack of respect, you know? And even in friendships, when people don't respect your time, they're showing up late constantly. Or when people don't respect you, you know, they don't respect your contributions. You're a ride or die for them, but they're basically giving you nothing. It's the lack of respect. And I think that as I get older, respect is becoming more and more crucial. And I'm starting to realize that that is the common theme. This is why relationships are breaking down. It's that lack of respect. You may not always agree with someone's choices, but you have to respect their right to make them. You have to. And the thing about it is this, there's no respect. If you don't do what someone else wants you to, they don't respect you. They just cut you off. They don't want to have nothing to do with you. There's a lack of respect. And I think personally, respect means a lot to me, especially in this stage of my life, because I'm growing up and I'm realizing that if you say you love someone, but you don't respect them, is that love really genuine? You know? And what is my definition of respect? Respect is many different things. I think for me, respect is allowing people the dignity to live their own life and to make their own choices. Respect to me is honoring people, honoring them, making them feel seen, heard, listened to. It's also, I would say, a reverence for someone's humanity. You know, you basically defer to the humanity. You know that people are all human. We all make mistakes. We're not any less worthy of love or care or concern. It's a reverence to humanity, you know? And I think a lot of times people do not defer to one's humanity. We shame other people, we put them down, we criticize them. And I think a lot of the time we do that as really a projection of our own feelings of shame and guilt. You know, we have to feel superior to someone, and that's because we feel so inferior. Anyone that I guess has this need to feel so superior to another person, they really have low self-esteem and they feel really bad about themselves inside, you know? Um, I realize that respect is also a two-way street, you know? If you want respect, you have to give respect. That's essential, you know? I also think that, as I mentioned in all my videos, mostly all my videos, people learn how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So, question I want to pose to everyone out there: do you respect yourself? Do you respect yourself? Because we're always expecting other people to respect us. But do we respect ourselves? I ask myself, how could you respect yourself if you XYZ? I can't say that I respect myself if I am doing things that cause myself harm. I don't respect myself if I'm using drugs, if I'm drinking excessively, if I am not taking care of my body, my temple. I don't respect myself if I'm letting people run through me, one after the other. This casual sex mentality that we have and our generation has is really taken away from the respect. And as you can see, based on songs and movies, people don't respect. They just talk to you any kind of way, calling you bitch. Oh, you stupid trick. There's no respect. There's no respect. And when you don't respect someone, you dehumanize them. You dehumanize them, and it makes it that much easier to exterminate them. When you think about the Nazi regime, they didn't respect people. They didn't respect Jews. They didn't respect Jehovah's Witnesses. They didn't respect gay people. They didn't respect anybody, except people that were of their kind. And so it made it that much easier for them to not see these people as human. These were human beings, but yet and still they were dehumanized because of the lack of respect. And I'm thinking about the ways in which we exterminate ourselves, therefore making it easier for other people not to respect us. How do we exterminate ourselves? The things that we allow others to do to us, to disrespect us, to talk down to us, to overtalk us, to shame us, to make us feel less than, things we do to ourselves. See, we permit this behavior when we don't set boundaries. We allow this poor behavior, and we show ourselves that we don't respect ourselves when we don't set those healthy boundaries. I realize that respect first starts with yourself. You have to have self-respect. And when people said that to me in the past, I was like, what are you talking about? I respect myself. You buck up. What are you talking about? But I realized that in many ways, I did not respect myself. See, you can't respect yourself if you constantly abandon yourself. That's why people pleasers, those who struggle with codependency, those whose trauma response is to fawn and make sure everybody else is taken care of over themselves, you don't respect yourself. You don't. Because when you respect yourself, you prioritize your needs, and it's not being selfish. It's keeping yourself full. It's keeping yourself full so that way you can be present, And the thing about it is this: you don't respect yourself when you're constantly trying to people please, when you're constantly trying to make everybody else happy at the expense of your happiness, And there are levels to self-respect. There are levels, When you have a high level of self-respect, you set those boundaries. You enforce those boundaries. And you make sure that you are always protecting yourself, because you realize that nobody is going to protect you the way that you're going to protect you. No one's going to look out for you the way that you're going to look out for you. People are going to always try to get a deal. They're going to always try to give you less and get more. That's just human nature. But when you respect yourself and you say, look, I respect me, you don't allow anybody to get a deal. No, you're paying full price. I'm going to make sure that you pay full price for me. I deserve that. I deserve that. And if they don't want to, that's okay. That is okay. You have to value yourself enough, and that's also self-respect. Self-respect is knowing when to let go and knowing when to walk away. Self-respect is knowing when to let go and knowing when to walk away. Because I got a truth for you right now. And here's the truth. A lot of people that you meet are going to be moments. They're not going to be part of your forever story. They're not. I'm also a firm believer that forever really doesn't exist in this world that we live in. It's just a series of moments that we string together to create this illusion of forever. But really, moments. A lot of the friends you know right now, guess what? Given maybe 5, 10 years, they won't even be in your life. All the relationships that you're crying over right now, give it 5 or 10 years, they won't even be in your life. These people won't even be in your life. You will look up and they will no longer be. So my thing is this. You need to learn based on that information, based on the realization that most people are moments in this life. Most situations are mere moments. You have to realize that in every moment, you must respect yourself. You must honor your boundary in every single moment. And there comes a point where you're going to let yourself go. You are. You are trying to please people, trying to love people, trying to show them, but you always have to remember, get back to yourself. Always get back to yourself. Always, always respect yourself, because in the end, you're going to be proud of that. That's going to be your greatest achievement, how well you respect yourself and how well you show yourself that you respect yourself. Question: how do I show myself that I love and respect myself? How do I show that to myself? For me, self-love and self-respect require me to set boundaries and also enforce those boundaries. When I don't enforce those boundaries, then I feel like, okay, I betrayed myself. Self-respect requires me to be consistent with my routines. If I want other people to be consistent with me, I must first be consistent with myself. Because it always starts with what you allow yourself to get away with. We are all criminals, if you want to know the truth. We all have criminal minds. We all are trying to get out of doing something. Whether it be some unpleasant task, whether it be something that, we just don't want to do. We're always trying to get out of doing something. And the thing about it is this: when you do that with yourself, when you try to get out of doing something that's healthy for yourself, that's necessary for yourself, you're not showing yourself respect. You're dishonoring and disrespecting yourself. And so when I think about life and I think about so much, it's really about respect. Love and respect. Respect requires me to commit, not just to myself, but also to the things that I enjoy, my spirituality, my family, my work, Respect requires me to commit and to be present, So my thing is this, just for today, ask yourself, how am I doing with respecting myself? In what ways can I improve on respecting myself? How do I disrespect myself? Because a lot of people out there don't even know that they're disrespecting themselves. They think that, oh, I'm having fun. This is just fun. I'm having a good time. I'm living my life. Then you wake up one day and you realize that, wait a minute, I disrespected myself. And I didn't even know it. I wasn't even aware of it because I thought I was just having fun. No, you have to be intentional and realize that in every moment of your life, that's an opportunity to show yourself honor and respect. Constantly hooking up. Our world celebrates hookup culture. And I think one of the consequences are, as I mentioned earlier, is this gross devaluation and lack of respect for one another, And it's just salient, It's present in the music. It permeates our music. It permeates our culture, to the point where we're looking at each other and we just don't even value or respect one another. And that's sad. So my thing is this: start today by respecting yourself. Start by loving yourself. Start by telling people no and telling yourself yes, because that's the first step towards self-respect. So I hope this video was helpful. I definitely, if you like, share, that'll be great, you know? And definitely, I know your journey towards trying to find that love for yourself and self-respect might be difficult, but just for today, just focus on one thing you can do to show your self-respect. Love y'all. Peace.